Good evening, and behind the stall door. I'm grooming Karma. I'm Kai at the moment. So, May is Military Appreciation Month. It is also Mental Health Awareness Month. What do they have in common? Now, I'm not a psychiatrist. I took Psych like 101 in college, but whatever. I'm not a psychiatrist. Not pretending to be mental health expert. However, I do know about my mental health and having been in the military, and she's just extra. Hi, Karma. And so horses and mental health. So my experience with deployments, I had 4 deployments to the sandbox. My last deployment, I was mortuary. That, in and of itself, takes a lot out of you mentally. We did it for about 6 months, 5.5 months. And, now they're so cute together, aren't they? Oh, guess not. Oh, I'm sorry. Do you want your nose rubbed? Your face is itchy. So when I'm just kind of grooming and loose, I just kind of let her, it's just a relaxing day. They had lessons yesterday, so I try to give them Thursdays off for their mental health. They can just be a horse all day and not have anything required of them. They like to be groomed, so that's fine. And I can do behind the stall door episodes. Anyway, so my last deployment and being mortuary. And we call them fallen warrior details. And what that entails is the fallen service member is put in a transfer case, a temporary coffin kind of thing. They are extracted from, after medical has done their thing with them, they are then flown to transient mortuary sites. A couple of those from different areas, one of them being in Kuwait, another one being in Qatar. When I was in Kuwait, I was not mortuary, but when I was in Qatar, my last deployment, I was mortuary. So we were transient mortuary, so the fallen warriors are flown in a flag-draped transfer case casket, and we have to take them off the plane. There's a ceremony that's performed, very solemn, very humbling to be a part of. They are then put in a van and brought to the temporary mortuary, transit mortuary, on base. They are double-checked, repositioned, re-iced. The transfer case is then resealed, and the flag is draped back over it. And then when the next plane goes out, they are then put on a plane and then flown to sometimes Germany, and Germany will be another transient spot sometimes. And from there, then they're flown to Dover. And that's when the final, so everyone is believed to be until they get to Dover and are identified officially, and then their families are notified and everything like that. So from Dover, then they go to their funerals and wherever their final resting place is. So the reasons I'm talking about this is because that, now, part of my job in the military was mortuary, was training for mortuary. I was part of an FSERT team, which is a fatality search and recovery. So we are trained in mortuary handlings for transient mortuary. We're not the final for anything. But in that training, all that training does not prepare you for real world scenarios sometimes. Now, I don't think I'm at liberty to discuss information on the fallen warriors, but let's just say sometimes multiple transfer cases can be one person. And that mentally does mess with your head after a while. And some of the ones coming through could have been related to each other. And that messes with you. But anyway, like I said, I'm not at liberty to discuss, and I won't. That's solemn and private. But the experience, Mama, the experience was humbling and solemn to be a part of. However, it does drain you mentally. And so mental health. I've always been a horse person, equestrian, whatever. So I've always known the benefits of what a horse and being with them, grooming them, riding them, hanging out with them, all of the things can encompass and help with, which is what led me to down this journey of doing equine therapeutic workshops. Again, like I said, I'm not a therapist, and I didn't want my program or this program to be with a therapist involved and that realm, which is great and helpful, and don't get me wrong, they do phenomenal work, but I saw and sought out other veteran equine programs that weren't dealing with the psychiatrist and mental health as part of it. They were dealing more with the veterans and having a group and doing workshops or lessons, whatever they want to call it, and having that camaraderie and team building on the other side, to where you don't have to talk about your mental health if you don't want to. You can just have a great conversation with the horse if you want to. They are good listeners. They might mooch up for cookies and, but they do feel what you're feeling. And today, you can see Kai is kind of being soft. And I was reminiscing about, again, my last deployment. For some reason, this time of year always hits like that. And you can see how she's being soft and just kind of standing near me. Hi. Even if I'm not grooming her. So they sense that. And they try to take it away. Hi. Hey, don't headbutt me. Sometimes not very nice. Anyway, so mental health and Military Appreciation Month. They do work together. I think horses can be a huge benefit on whatever level you want to experience with them, whether it's just behind the stall door grooming, you want to be part of the veteran workshops, or down the road if anyone ever wanted to take lessons. That's beneficial too. But like I said, I just think it's definitely a great outlet to have. And I believe Ben Franklin said what's good for the outside of a horse is good for the inside of a man or person. But I wholeheartedly believe that statement. So I'm grateful for my military experiences and my deployments and the life lessons and lifelong friends. Shout out to all of you. You know who you are that were part of that deployment, if you're watching. Miss you guys. But I definitely think this is one way to have an outlet. So from then, good night.